A lot of us go to our local pool to cool down in summer, but here, when it's a hot day, everyone comes to this gorgeous place, the natural swimming pools at Berry Springs Nature Park. There are so many different little pools. You can see there's so many people around me just cooling off, and I'm going to have a dip after this. But first, I want to make a delicious salad with some green pawpaw that I picked up at Parat markets. Now, green pawpaw, it's just unripened pawpaw, and when you peel it, and then finally slice it just like this, you can see it's got a light colour. Now, depending on how ripe it is, it'll take on a pinkier colour or a really white colour when it's totally unripened. I like it at this stage because it's still quite crunchy, but it's got the perfume of a ripened pawpaw. See how it's still crunchy? I love that. Now for the base of the salad, this is a Thai style salad, and everything is done in a mortar and pestle. So in here, some caster sugar, about a tablespoon, and then I'll add some chilli. So let's go all out and add 2 that I'm going to finely cut into rounds. I'm going to be super brave with this and add the seeds too. And then I'll add that to the sugar, along with some peanuts. I haven't taken the skin off, you can if you like. I'll give that a crush just to break it up. Perfect, and that's what we're looking for. Smells fantastic already. And now I'll add some tomato, just 1 tomato, and I'll cut that in half, take the core out, and then roughly chop it because I'm going to crush it in the mortar and pestle. So we'll add that, and then crush it to release some of the juices, break it down, yet keeping it a little bit chunky, just like that. That's what I'm looking for. Nice. Now for some acidity. I'm using acidity from a lime, and then I'll also use the acidity of a pomelo. It wasn't planned to put a pomelo in my recipe, but there were so many at the market this morning I couldn't resist. So I'm going to add the segments of the pomelo to this. So fresh lime, and second one. Limes up here are fantastic. And then the fish sauce. So this is the salty component to it. We'll add about a teaspoon, and then once I start to mix everything together, I'll taste it to see if it needs a little bit more salt from the fish sauce. It's not going to be that fishy, it's just going to give it that really nice savoury flavour that we're looking for. Okay, I'll place that down here. And for the pomelo, it's a giant grapefruit. It tastes very similar to a grapefruit, used in a lot of Asian cooking, and you can find it quite a lot in tropical areas. Look at that gorgeous colour. I love it, a ruby pink colour. And I just break it down as if it was an orange or any other citrus fruit. And we'll go around the sides, taking away all the skin and the pith. I only need half of this, so I'll cut that down there. And then I'll just clean it up because any of that white pith will just give us a bitter flavour, and we don't want that. So just take your time thinly slicing that off. Turn it around and then do it on the other side. And then what you can do is just break it up. You can see this almost looks like a little flower. It's like little pockets of flavour. So I'm just going to break it up like this into small chunks, and we'll pop it into our mortar and pestle. So just break it up, have a little taste. So juicy, so sweet. And then depending on the season, they can be a little more bitter. This one is just perfect. That's plenty. Now what we're going to do is add our pawpaw, a nice handful of that. And then now I need a spoon so I can crush it and mix it at the same time. By doing that, we're coating it in the sauce, and we're also bruising it so it takes up all of those beautiful flavours. So crush, and then with your spoon, scoop it up and mix it around so it takes in all that flavour. Crush it and then mix it. When I was watching the lovely ladies at Parat Market make it, they weren't doing it like me, and if they were here right now, they'd probably be laughing at me because I'm doing it with one hand stopping. They do it so much faster than I do it. All right, that's ready. The only thing I'm going to add to it is some fresh coriander. Just tear off all the leaves. Add that and just mix it up. Break it in there. Perfect. Now to plate up, I'm just going to turn my board over. I've got a nice deep bowl, and then with my fork and spoon, I'm just going to pile this up in the center of the bowl. Now normally you would serve this as is, but I'm just going to jazz it up a little further by adding some prawns. So just cooked prawns. I've left the tail on it because it looks great, deveined it, and I'll just add a few around the plate like this. Not too many. And for a pop of colour, some coriander over the top. I'm going to have a taste. That is so good. It's very spicy, but it's supposed to be this spicy. And they say if you have a lot of heat from chili, it cools you down, apparently. I'll have a few more mouthfuls of this, and I think I'll cool down in that gorgeous berry swimming pool.